Was there any trade that you're kind of like, meh, like it's a trade, I'm not sure it's going to help the contending team?
Oh, a contending team. I thought that was the perfect opportunity to turn a side eye toward the Travis Hamonic to Ottawa deal.
No. Well, I think Ottawa, like I'm assuming they're going for the personality and character of a guy like Hamonic, no?
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard the opposite of how he acted in Vancouver, but that's just me.
Okay.
Um, I was very surprised, even just on the contract alone, to get a team to take one more year on a player that's been a very marginal player at 3 million and to give you a third round pick for it. I was very surprised.
Well, when they ship out, so you can't come to the part that I raised an eyebrow is, so you're going to lose Nick Paul because I think because you can't get to a contract negotiation. And I still
They never got close.
Yeah, and I just don't understand why they couldn't have got close. But then you're going to pay the money for Hamonic. Like that seems to me
That's
an
the
organization.
first thing I said to myself, $3 million, that's the money for Nick Paul.
Yeah. So I don't, it's like there's still a lack of direction in where the organization's going because you knew exactly what you had in Nick Paul. And right now today, Nick Paul's a more impactful player than Travis Hamonic.
I think the ask from the Paul camp was 4 years times 3 million. Wow. I'm totally going out on a limb when I say this and hypothesizing. I bet if it came down to it, that they might have done 3 times 3.
Yeah.
If you pushed a little bit on term, the number never started with a 3 from Ottawa's side. They were always in the 2s.
Yeah. And you know what? If you get to 2.8 or 9 and you're that close, you'd think you'd figure it out.
Just do it.
Now, I know that the Ryan Smith, hey, there was $100,000 back in 2007. Well, hey, that's what spurred on OilersNation.com, really, that trade. So, which led many years later to Daily Faceoff. So sometimes that's a good thing. But that combination of trades, Frank, because I was on record, I'm still on record. I think Ottawa is going to regret that, not signing Nick Paul, because I don't think his ask was going to be outrageous, that it's going to set you back in your cap and limit you, especially on a team that's not close to the cap.
Mm-hmm. What about Vancouver and the Tyler Mott trade and just the reaction from it? Like, remember leading in, it was like breathless reporting. They're only going to take a top 40 pick for Tyler Mott or else they're not trading him. Does any market, this is me saying it as a Tyler Mott fan. I think he is one of the rare line drivers that you can reliably put in a bottom 6. Like, I really think he's a quality player and an important piece on a really good team. Does any fan base or market overvalue their players like Vancouver?
It's a good question. I'd have to look. I think everybody's guilty of it. I get trade requests all the time, and usually the trade requests are really benefiting their team, which I understand that's what fans are supposed to do, right? Because sometimes you're valuing your player without necessarily seeing enough of the opposition one. But yeah, I did chuckle when I heard a top 40 pick, and I'm like, Mott's a bottom 6 guy, and he's really good penalty killer. He's an energy guy, Frank. But so is Brendan Hagel. But Brendan Hagel has 21 goals, right? That to me,
yeah. But over his last 82 going into the trade deadline, Tyler Mott had 14.
Yeah, but that's a big jump still, right?
Yeah, no, it is. It's 50%. But
I think that's a trade where I firmly believe what the GM texted me on Friday. Trades the price for some guys are going to come down near the deadline. And I think at the end, Vancouver was like, we're not going to re-sign this guy. So we're just going to take what we can get. And
price came down on a lot of guys. That's what always happens. Like, look at Max Domi and that deal getting in at $259 before the 3:00 deadline. Carolina essentially got him for free.
So can I ask you a question? Why would Florida, man, that prospect must be really good because you're helping a potential, a team that you could meet in the conference final. That was a little surprising.
It was just a free 6th-round pick.
Yeah. Right. But would you do that? Like, what if Domi and scores a big goal against Florida in the conference final? You know what I mean?
A lot of things need to happen in order for that.
But I'm just a little surprised that's the team you would do it for. That's all. Like, usually you don't see it. Usually the third party team that you had, I think you even had third party teams in your top 50, and rightfully so. That it was a team that was still in the running against a team that they could meet up. And that's okay. Like, it might not meet up, so it might be irrelevant, but I found that a little intriguing.
Florida was the most eager team to use their cap space with the Aaron Ekblad LTIR.
Yeah. Okay.
I listed them as the top team to be a third-party broker because they wanted to be in the mix. They were like, we just traded away so many picks. Even if we're getting late ones back, it's just one more bullet in the chamber for us when we get to the draft that we otherwise wouldn't have had. And so for them to use their cap space that they were going to lose anyway, I think it's a little bit of an antiquated feel or thinking to say, well, we're not going to do it because it's Carolina.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And hey,
you take the pick wherever you can get it, because the odds that they win both rounds and you win both rounds, I mean, Tyler could probably tell us what they would be. It would be pretty small.
No, oh yeah, no. I've done the percentage of getting those two are both going to be in the final. Obviously, is pretty low, especially with how tight it is in the Eastern Conference right now. Now, Frank.